Ignition sequence starts. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Liftoff. We have a liftoff.
Hey everybody, this is the Digital Asset Investor, and my first Father's Day thing was that I took my son to the Waffle House this morning and I had a Fiesta omelet because I am doing low carb right now. But to me, for Father's Day, how could you start it better than going to the Waffle House and having a Fiesta omelet? I love hot sauce and that type of thing. To me, there's nothing better than a Fiesta omelet from Waffle House with some hot sauce and some salsa. That's good. In the last video, I got some things out of order, and I forgot, somehow Bob in Deep had sent me the Forbes article I showed, and so I wanted to make sure everybody knew to go give him a follow at Bob in Deep XRP. He sent me that article. Next, this is from the Crypto Council. I'm not sure, that's interesting. At JJ Belt 61 sent me this. And this is from Christian Sanchez at CSANZ_88. This commercial was going live on famous TV program in Spain. What was a Banco Santander commercial about OnePay FX. And the presenter is talking about sending money to your daughter in London from Spain, and she will receive it immediately instead of 3 days. And I just thought this was interesting because he posted this video, and you're going to start seeing more and more of this type of thing. But this is showing you what is about to happen in the adoption that's taking place around the world. Okay. Mr. B at XRP Mr. a definite follow. He told me that his wife laughs every time I call out Mr. B on this channel. So there you go. There's something to laugh about. Give him a follow. He's definite follow in the XRP community, and I like his picture on his page. This was going around yesterday, and what this is Trump. President Trump came out, and this is from at Ripple Press. What big announcement? XRP during that time frame? Well, President Trump came out, and this is a short 25-second thing where Trump says in the next 2 weeks he's going to make a major announcement. Well, we being in the XRP community, everyone automatically believes that this is going to be something having to do with XRP. Well, that's a big long shot. I would think it would have, if I was betting, since Trump's going into an election year, I would bet that a huge announcement would have something more to do with one of his campaign promises being fulfilled or something. It could be the wall or something, but who knows? You know, I mean, it could be anything. But for whatever reason, everybody in the XRP community was thinking this had to be something about XRP. Well, Sergeant Obi-Wan weighed in and gave his opinion. One of two, G20 is coming up end of month. Japan is presenting a regulatory framework for other countries to follow. President Trump said in 2.5 weeks, everyone will be on the same level playing field. I'm going out on a limb and say that by the first week in July, regulatory clarity will be in place and the floodgates will open, especially for XRP. Now, I do agree with what Sergeant Obi-Wan is saying here. I believe regulatory clarity, I believe we are looking at a window like that. Backed is opening, Fidelity's opening, SBI virtual currencies. All these things are supposed to happen around July. And Backed has been waiting on regulatory clarity to open. And so that wouldn't surprise me. Now, whether that's Trump's announcement, who knows? I haven't heard Trump say anything specifically about digital assets. So who knows? But I believe that this regulatory clarity is coming sooner than you think. Next, this guy's on fire. This guy, Chinu Patel, at Chino Patel 29. And he sent me a Sergeant Obi-Wan. And I don't care what you give to me, even if it's something that I would see otherwise. If you give it to me before I see it, I'll give you the credit for it. So Chinu Patel gets the credit for this. He sent me this Sergeant Obi-Wan tweet. One of two. Why are all executives from top banks, DA fields, and regulators leaving their jobs to join Ripple? Why aren't they joining other DA projects? Maybe because the technology is 5+ years ahead of everyone else, and they use the greatest digital asset ever created, XRP. I totally agree. These people aren't leaving Facebook and the government and all of these huge banks and different things. This didn't happen. You know, Ripple has advisors that were advisors to presidents. I mean, you got Ben Bernanke coming to their conference. You got Bill Clinton coming to their conference. These type of things. I was telling Mr. B, I believe, the other day, or somebody. I was telling somebody. These are the type of things that, the type of meetings you're seeing Brad Garlinghouse involved in, and the type of people that you're seeing the people at Ripple get meetings with. These are like meetings where somebody behind, like the Wizard of Oz with his red phone behind the curtain, makes a phone call and says, you need to meet with this guy. These aren't people that meet with just every average Joe with a startup company in Silicon Valley. These are big deals, and we see them every day and every week with Brad Garlinghouse and things that Ripple has going on. None of this is a coincidence, in my opinion. This is all by design. Everything has been engineered, in my opinion, behind the scenes. For some reason, someone very powerful has helped Ripple to get an entree into a lot of places and people that people just don't get in to see. Next, from TA Academy, trade different. Regulations may define many altcoins as securities. A wise trader will sell those high-risk digital assets into secure digital assets, such as Bitcoin and XRP. BTC is now trading around $8,300 levels. Support is at $6,500 to $7,500. Resistance at $8,500 to $9,500. And then he says BTC pumped at least $1,000 after that tweet I just read to you. Joker, which is their trading bot, will make you free. You live the lifestyle you dream for. You can be anywhere in the world. Joker is not answering to anybody. Joker is hugging freedom. Stay with Joker. Trade different. That made me laugh. Okay, moving along. This is from C3 Nick. Here comes the long squeeze. And this is from 5 hours ago. Here comes the long squeeze. Leverage traders get liquidated. In light of current events, let me reiterate. Do not trade with leverage unless you really know what you are doing. Most people who think that they know what they're doing are losing anyway. Be careful. I would take it a step further, and I would say never trade with leverage. Do not do margin trading. Leave it alone. Buy your digital assets and hold them. And the best thing anybody could ever do is hold them and just not look at them and look 2 years from now, and you probably your whole life might be changed. Michael at VAL5 Links sent me this. I swear I could not remember if you know, they do the Ripple drops and they tweet them out, and then they do, a lot of times they'll do a Ripple extended drop, and I believe that they did it twice. Like they did 2 extended drops, and I believe that this is the second one. I think I forgot to show it to you, and so go to Ripple's thread on Twitter, and you can watch this. It's Crypto Cowboy, which is one of their the guys, Craig DeWitt, that works for Ripple in product. He explains the newest features on RippleNet, including faster integration, MultiHop, and on-demand liquidity on the Ripple drop. And I think this is one that I didn't show. If I did, you get to see it again. Peter Pumpkin Eater at Yes I'll Have Some sent. He had tweeted this out, and I wanted to show it to you. Alt season, are you ready? History doesn't repeat itself, but it often rhymes. Mark Twain. Curious read. Be mindful also of the utility bull run, when FIs and market makers inevitably start using and stockpiling crypto. Well, what this is about, this is a Hacker Noon article, when alt season, how to time the most profitable period. Well, just to give you a little bit of history about digital assets. When I first started, all the way until the last bull run, really, and maybe even now, the way this has always worked, you always had more Bitcoin pairs than anything. And so most people that got into digital assets, including myself, they had to buy Bitcoin, usually through Coinbase. That was the easiest way. And then they would have to then Coinbase didn't have XRP and some of the others. And so you'd have to send the Bitcoin you bought, and it might take 5 days to even get the Bitcoin. You would have to send it to another place where you could buy XRP or some of these others, and you would have to trade the Bitcoin for the XRP. Well, what that did is it caused most of our bull runs and the run-ups, you would see Bitcoin run up first, and that's what they refer to Bitcoin dominance, the amount of money in Bitcoin versus the altcoins. Well, the reason that you would have the dominance is because Bitcoin had most of the trading pairs. It wasn't for any other reason than that Bitcoin had shown up first. It was the first mover advantage. That advantage has gone away over time because you can now buy things direct. You could go straight from dollars into XRP on Coinbase. You can do it on a few other sites. Well, what this is going to do is it's going to decrease over time that Bitcoin dominance. But in conjunction with that, and what the point is that's being made here is even now you've seen it. You see Bitcoin go up, and then you see some of the altcoins pump. But now you're starting to see a decoupling a little bit. You're starting to see altcoins pump without Bitcoin doing anything. And also what you have coming, that you have two things that are about to come that we have never had. And that is, the first one's Wall Street, which we've talked about a lot. Wall Street coming in, and then all of the financial products that they're going to be pushing. And you also have what I believe will end up being the biggest thing of them all, and that is the utility of some of these digital assets. The utility, especially for XRP, I believe will dwarf what Wall Street does. But it is very exciting times if you're in the right digital assets. In my case, I believe some of the right ones and the ones that I own, Bitcoin, XRP, Stellar, Cardano, Ethereum will be one of them. And there's probably a handful more. And then there's some of the long shot bets that I think should do well. I think Holochain should do well. VeChain, I believe, is one of them. But these are just some. Do your own research. Figure out what you're comfortable with. All right, next. From NBK Crypto at NBKLYRAD sent me this. And I've told you 1,000 times, you will begin to see traditional financial media, and they will begin to be some of the biggest cheerleaders. Remember, for the last 12, 15 months, these people told us that the crypto bubble has collapsed. Remember? Well, their cheerleading is beginning. This is from The Street, which was created by Jim Cramer, is my understanding, of CNBC. Bitcoin's resiliency following the crypto bubble's collapse is telling. Though Bitcoin is still arguably very speculative asset, support for it as a store of value is proving more resilient than many predicted. So you see how this works, folks? These people, now that they know it's time for their buddies to come in, they're starting to change their tune a little bit. But I'll repeat, they will be the biggest cheerleaders for digital assets than anyone, including me. They will be selling it. They will be showing you models. They will be showing you, the financial advisors will be handing out pamphlets on crypto and XRP and all the rest, and showing their clients. And all it took was for these guys to have a way to make money on it. And that's what's been in the works for the last year. Believe you me. Next, from Brian Melancholy XRP at myconcho_11. This is a reply to a Rob Art tweet. And this is so true. It is absolutely our turn next. I'm ready. Look at the percentage gains. Now, folks, this is not the first time this has happened. XRP, during the last bull run, it sat there and sat there and sat there. I heard it all. I heard all the people saying, well, XRP, all these others Bitcoin's doing good, and all these others are doing good, and XRP's not doing anything. And that's how it's always worked. XRP doesn't do anything, and then all of a sudden it does. And when it does, it dwarfs the others because it's the greatest digital asset ever created. It has more going on for it, has more utility to come. It has more deals where an actual company is working on a use case day by day. Everything about it, it's faster, cheaper, more scalable. I could go on. And so, finally, I want to finish this video with the card that Mr. B's kids gave him for Father's Day, which I laughed out loud at this. At XRP Mr. Give him a follow. This is hilarious. This is a Donald Trump Father's Day card. Nobody is better at fatherhood than you. All the other dads are a total disaster. Everyone agrees. Believe me. That is so funny because that is so Trump. I've told people, I'm not going to get into the politics of Trump and all that, but I've known a lot of people like Trump during my life. And there's one thing I recognize about Trump. One of the many, for a lot of people in sales, I've been in sales and all that. A lot of people out there that have been in sales, we listen to a lot of positive things and things that make you think in positive terms instead of negative terms. Well, I've listened to a lot of that type thing over time, and I can tell you because I just know there are some motivational people that speak to sales groups, and they literally teach people to go and stand in front of a mirror and say positive things to yourself before you start your day. I mean, there are people that recommend doing this type of thing. And Donald Trump, I can tell you without even knowing, Donald Trump literally stands in the mirror every morning and tells himself, and I'm not saying that to make fun of Donald Trump or anything. I'm saying it to tell you that there are a lot of people who do believe, and I kind of believe this also. I believe if you feed your mind good things and positive things, and you tell yourself positive things, like today's going to be a great day. I believe instead of starting your day in neutral or starting it in reverse by being negative, I believe that you can improve not just your day, but your life over time doing that type of thing. But there's not a question in my mind that Trump has gone through some of that kind of training just from observing him. I'm the digital asset investor. I'm not an investment advisor. This is for entertainment purposes only. Please subscribe and hit the like button and tell your friends and family that the digital asset investor does believe that Trump talks to himself in the mirror in the morning. Thanks for listening.